So it's actually been, believe it or not, 3 years to the very day that we packed up all our belongings in the UK and moved here to the beautiful island of Fuerteventura.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
It really does.
During that time, obviously we've had much more opportunity to explore the island outside of the tourist areas. And for that reason, we thought we'd bring you along today to somewhere outside of the resorts.
So this is probably a little typical Saturday vlog for us. Somewhere that we'd come, grab a coffee, a little bite to eat. So we thought we'd bring the camera along with us and show you around. So one of the things that I think is quite nice about Puerto del Rosario is that there's all these sculptures everywhere. So it's a bit of an urban sculpture park. There's quite a lot of them. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few, but you can actually go into the tourist office and they'll give you a map that shows all the sculptures plus all the street art around the town. So it's worth getting.
It's quite good if you want to do your own little self-guided walking tour, I suppose, around the town and then stop to have something to eat. There's so many places to eat and drink here.
It's something different to do, isn't it?
There's not many tourists that come here actually, which is surprising given that the cruise ships do dock here.
Yeah, that's probably the main source of tourism here, but because it's not really a resort, what we do see here is it's busier. So whereas when we've been to Caleta recently in Coralejo, it's eerily quiet. You come here and it's a weekend actually, and it's actually quite busy.
But I think even with the tourists, it does suffer a little bit because a lot of those cruise ships just organise coaches. So people get off those large cruise ships, get on a coach, and then they're taken somewhere else on the island. So even people coming here that arrive on the boat, they're not necessarily going to get out and start walking the streets. And I think that's where the little hidden gems are to be found, really.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more authentic local places to eat and drink here.
Drinks have arrived with something else.
Yeah, they do really good coffee here for the coffee drinkers, and also they give you little snacks to try, some homemade tortilla and a bit of bread just to graze upon whilst you're having a drink.
We've found that this is quite common in some of the more traditional sort of local bars. They'll quite often give you a small little sample of food every time that you order a drink. So that's quite nice and something a little bit different to what you see in the tourist areas.
Cheers to anybody who's bought us a coffee, especially to Moggy, who had his name pronounced incorrectly by Amelia last week.
Yeah, Moggy, that was completely my fault. I accidentally called him Maggie, so not doing you many favours there, am I? We have had a few more coffees through, but we're going to do a proper thank you probably in next week's video.
So this is one of our favourite places to eat. We come here mostly for lunch because they do a really good menu del dia, probably the best in my opinion in terms of value and quality. It's €12 for 3 courses, including a drink, and it's really high quality food, really good choices on the menu.
I'll try and insert some photographs from when we were last there actually, because we're not actually coming here today. We're going to go a little bit further down this road. This area, there's quite a number of really good little places to eat actually, so let's keep walking because we're going to the next place. So this place specialises in arepas, which is actually a Venezuelan dish. But one thing that not a lot of people automatically realise is there's a really strong connection between Venezuela and Colombia as well to the Canary Islands. So a lot of the culture is the same. A lot of people from Venezuela originally would have moved to the Canary Islands. So there is that very strong connection here, and it's not always that obvious when you're in the resorts. We actually noticed it a little bit more when we went to La Palma, but there are places here in Fuerteventura where you can get that taste of Venezuela, and this is definitely one of them.
We were talking about this earlier, and Amelia was saying that the dialect here apparently is quite closely linked to Venezuela more than mainland Spain, and that makes sense because we've noticed that the way things are pronounced here are slightly different to mainland Spain, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. So they tend to drop consonants.
The S at the end of words, so they say gracia rather than gracias. So what exactly is a arepa?
So it's all about the flatbread. So it's made with corn rather than flour, so they're actually gluten-free as well. We sometimes get people ask us in the comments about places that you can eat them gluten-free, and also vegetarian and vegan options as well. This one's got chicken in it, so it's no good for vegetarians or vegans, but they've got a whole number of different fillings that are on the menu here. So the idea is that the flatbread is like loaded, almost like a sandwich. So this one's got chicken, cheese, avocado, and what looks like some sort of mayo underneath as well. It's good. It's actually the sort of place that you can smell before you even walk up to it.
It did smell good.
It was really, really good in there. All sorts of different fillings. So a good little option. I mean, they are open in the evening, but it's probably more of maybe a lunch or a snack type of food.
Guys in there seem really friendly as well.
Yeah, really friendly. Good place, really cheap as well. Really affordable place. We'll put a few other little local favourites of ours into the description. And maybe if you're in Puerto del Rosario, you can check some of them out. It's not all fun and games on a Saturday, is it, for us?
Our girls got to eat.
Right, we've made it back home. It's much easier being here to actually talk to the camera because obviously we haven't got to have the whole mask situation going on. Hopefully that might end sooner than we think. I think the Spanish state of alarm, fingers crossed, should be ending on May the 9th, and then all the local regions can decide their own restrictions. So hopefully, certainly from our point of view, that's one of the first things we'd like to see changed. I mean, masks outside doesn't make a huge amount of sense.
The Canaries was actually the last region to adopt the face masks outside, so hopefully we'll be the first to get rid of it.
As and when we hear anything, we'll let you know. I know people probably in the comments will want to talk about the UK traffic light system that's due to come in for international travel again. I've shared that on Twitter and Instagram, which I'll link below. I keep putting updates on there, but until such time as Spain actually says that they're allowing British tourists back in, and we know what colour on the traffic lights Spain will be coming from the UK, there's really not an awful lot to say on that at the moment. So we are where we are. Hopefully people will be able to get back here on holiday very soon. But yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what sort of videos you'd like to see next from us. Did you like this sort of video, just doing like a general vlog of maybe non-touristy areas, or do you prefer to see the resorts? Obviously we live here, don't we, so we're not in the resorts every day of the week, but we're quite happy to show them on the videos.
Yeah,
so.
And it would be really helpful for us to know what your ideas are, what sort of content you'd like to see, so that we're not repeating the same things or just doing what we want to do, really.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next week for another video.
See you next time.
Bye.